Heightened security in Causeway Bay deters troublemakers from commemorating the June 4th incident. Almost 80% of students starting Primary 1 this year have secured a place in at least one of their top 3 choices of schools. And Lee Jae-myung faces challenging times ahead after being sworn in as the 14th president of South Korea. Good evening. You're watching Cable News. I'm Quentin Yan. There was heightened security in Causeway Bay, especially around Victoria Park, where a heavy police presence deterred troublemakers on the 36th anniversary of the June 4th incident. A man attempting to commemorate the event was taken away, while some people were told by the police to leave the area. Jeremy Ju reports.
The individual dressed in black was searched by officers while seated on a bench near the park. Police recovered 2 candles from his pocket. Shortly after, he was escorted away in a police vehicle. In another incident, an elderly man who tried to display protest placards outside Sogo department store was taken by police to the Causeway Bay MTR station and asked to leave. Roadblocks were set up in the area as part of their increased security measures. Officers have been conducting patrols around Causeway Bay and Victoria Park since early this morning. Armored vehicles were on standby to maintain order. Additionally, banners have been erected near the Victoria Park fountain, warning individuals not to linger in the vicinity. Deputy Commissioner of Police Andrew Kan and the Director of the National Security Department, Kelvin Kong, also visited the area to check on the security arrangements. Jeremy Ju, Cable News.
The Primary 1 central allocation results were out today, with nearly 80% of students securing a spot in one of their top 3 choices of schools. Some disappointed parents whose children failed to get into their preferred schools lined up to see if there were admission vacancies. Sharon Yun reports.
Early today morning, parents lined up outside their preferred primary schools, hoping to secure any of the remaining spots. One mother who was at a school in Yau Ma Tei shared that her child did not receive an offer from their top 3 choices, and she now plans to door knock at 4 or 5 different schools. I've prepared all the documents in advance, including my child's extracurricular activity certificates and learning records, hoping to test our luck, she said. Another parent, a mainland applicant under the Top Talent Pass scheme, said her son only got his 4th choice school. Dismissing concerns about language barriers, she said her child has studied at a Hong Kong kindergarten for 2 years, where classes were conducted in Cantonese. This year, 19,500 children participated in a central allocation system. Among them, over 15,500 secured a spot in their top 3 choices, a 4% decrease compared to last year. The overall satisfaction rate at 90% was also down by 2%. Polly Chan, principal of Yau Ma Tei Catholic Primary School, Hoi Wang Road, attributed the heightened competition to the sluggish global economy. She said some wealthier parents, who might have otherwise chosen international or private schools, are now considering government or aided schools instead. Other contributing factors include the influx of newcomers through various talent schemes and the return of emigrated Hong Kongers. With only around a dozen door-knocking spots available, Chen said her school prioritizes students with good conduct, as well as proficiency in Cantonese, English, and Putonghua. The Education Bureau reminded parents to complete registration at their allocated schools by midweek next week. Cheryl Yun, Cable News.
The government will relocate 26 offices to properties owned by the administration or to private buildings with a lower rent. The move is expected to save approximately $130 million annually. Secretary for Financial Services and the Treasury, Christopher Hui, announced the action in a written reply to lawmakers, noting that details remain confidential to avoid compromising negotiations with private landlords. The initiative is a part of a broader strategy to curb public spending. As of late 2024, the government leased over 4.9 million square feet of private office space at a monthly cost of $138 million, including utilities and management fees. The relocations will reduce this burden by nearly 8%, Hui said. Police are investigating a criminal intimidation case after a man allegedly threatened government staff with what he claimed was anthrax powder at the Mongkok Social Security office this afternoon. The office remains closed indefinitely following the incident, with a notice citing an emergency situation posted at the entrance. The disturbance happened around 1 p.m. when a man reportedly agitated over an application matter argued with staff before leaving behind a stack of papers saying they contained anthrax. Employees were immediately evacuated and emergency protocols were activated. Police officers cordoned off the facility and emergency teams conducted urgent tests, but found no trace of anthrax or other dangerous substances. Authorities have not made any arrests so far. Focusing on the need to adapt to an ever-evolving market, the Hong Kong Retail Summit 2025 was held at the Convention and Exhibition Center in Wan Chai today. Based on the theme of transformative breakthroughs for retail, the one-day event focused on challenges faced by the SAR's retail sector. Scarlett Chen has this news.
In her welcome speech, Annie Yao Tse, chairwoman of the Hong Kong Retail Management Association, highlighted that Hong Kongers had drifted from their traditional consumption patterns and harsh economic realities made retail spending across the border more reasonable.
As
the business environment changes, the industry should adapt to mix operational strategies and control costs, Yao Tse noted. We should embrace extreme market changes, accept innovative thinking, and be open-minded to find directions for change, she added. Also attending the event, Secretary for Commerce and Economic Development, Algernon Yao, urged the industry to explore the silver economy and suggested 30 strategies to facilitate its growth. He also encouraged retailers to take the advantage of a shopping festival later this year to boost consumption. We hope that supermarkets, department stores, pharmacies, personal care stores, and other retailers can clearly and concisely label the categories of goods in their stores to enhance the consumption, Yao noted. Referring to a summit theme, Yao remarked that Hong Kong can usher in a better future if the city strives for change and finds new opportunities. Scarlett Chen, Cable News.
A delegation comprising of consular and business representatives continue to explore the economic vitality of the Greater Bay Area on the second day of their visit to the region. Led by Cui Jian-chun, the Commissioner of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Hong Kong, the visit aims to foster a better understanding of the region and highlight the business opportunities within the GBA. Jeremy Zhu reports.
Visiting the headquarters of leading mainland electric vehicle company XPeng in Guangzhou, the delegates got a resourceful insight about EV development, sales strategies, and overseas expansion plans. Delegates also had the opportunity to test ride the latest models developed by XPeng, which has a presence in Europe and the United States. Choi also familiarized the delegates with the Guangzhou International Financial City, which is an ongoing development and is designed to serve as a second central business district for the manufacturing hub. The project, which started in 2011, is located in the Tianhe district. Encompassing a land area of roughly 8 square kilometers, the project has already attracted multiple major corporations and aims to become a hub for financial institutions. Apart from Shenzhen and Guangzhou, the delegation will also visit Zhuhai during their 4-day trip, which concludes on Friday. Jeremy Zhu, Cable News.
Lee Jae-myung was sworn in as South Korea's 14th president this morning, hours after winning a snap election. Securing almost 50% of the vote, the 61-year-old former opposition leader pledged to unite the nation through democracy and prioritize national interest in foreign policy. Lee's arrival at the National Assembly with his wife drew a standing ovation. He took the oath of office in the same building he scaled 6 months ago to evade military barricades and vote against the ousted President Yoon Suk-yeol's martial law decree. Addressing the nation, Lee vowed to rebuild democracy from its near demise after Yoon's failed attempt to impose martial law. He announced an emergency economic task force to revive growth amid global protectionism, signaling a flexible, pragmatic government focused on unity. Markets responded positively, with the South Korean Kospi surging 2%. While naming China a critical trade partner, he advocated pragmatic diplomacy and signaled strategic ambiguity on Taiwan. Beijing welcomed Lee's election and President Xi Jinping congratulated Lee on his victory, attaching great importance to the development of China-South Korea relations. Foreign Ministry spokesman Lee Jae-myung stressed that Beijing has always opposed taking sides and forming camps and is willing to work with Seoul to promote stable development. U.S. President Donald Trump said it will be extremely hard to make a deal with President Xi Jinping, as the White House suggested the two leaders might hold talks this week amid escalating trade tensions. Separately, U.S. tech billionaire Elon Musk has lashed out at Trump's proposed spending bill, calling it a disgusting abomination. Cheryl Yun reports.
Trump has signed an executive order doubling tariffs on steel and aluminum imports from 25% to 50%. The revised levy applies to all trading partners of America except Britain. Meanwhile, U.S. and China remain locked in a tariff standoff as Trump took to social media, calling Xi very tough and extremely hard to make a deal with, while it remained unclear whether a call between the leaders has been arranged. Separately, tensions between Elon Musk and Trump escalated after the tech billionaire took to social media to denounce a tax bill, which was passed by the U.S. House of Representatives last month. He warned that it would increase the budget deficit to $2.5 trillion, saddling American citizens with unsustainable debt. Shame on those who voted for it, Musk added. Cheryl Yun, Cable News.
Now let's take a look at the stock market. The Hang Seng Index ended the day up 141 points. Top active stocks of the day: Xiaomi was up 25 cents and Tencent was up $7. Alibaba was up 70 cents, while BYD up $5.60. On to the weather now. Mainly overcast with occasional heavy showers. Temperatures will range between 25 and 28 degrees. It will get hotter towards the weekend. Now let's take a look at the weather around the world. And that's our news tonight. I'm Quentin Yang. Thank you for watching. Good night.